Hello everyone, welcome to another video where we're going to look at some lesser known interiors in Grand Theft Auto 3. Now I am rapidly approaching 50,000 subscribers. At the time of recording I think I'm on almost 47,500. So it would really help me out a lot if you would consider subscribing to the channel to see more content like this. Okay, let's get on with the video. Our first location today is Capital Autos in Portland. And here we are. So yeah, here's the building. You'll probably recognize it. You can just shoot the glass there to get in. Of course, this is the location of the Banshee in Portland. Now, in the other two cities, you can see the Banshee driving on the roads, but the only way to get one in Portland, outside missions that is here in Capital Autos. Now, what you can see here at the back of the building is this extra little room that you cannot normally access. So I assume it's like a manager's office or something like that. Not that there's any furniture in there or anything to give us a clue as to what it is. So what we can do with the ghost car glitch is we can actually get into that room, and well, just for a second it turns out, because unfortunately we got teleported outside. So I guess just for safety, we're going to stay inside the car. So yeah, you will see that at various points in Liberty City. The developers have programmed these buildings in such a way that if you do manage to get in on foot at least, it just ejects you out of the building. I'm not sure how they've done that. So yeah, I'd be interested to know if anybody's got an explanation for how, technically it works. But here we are inside what we're going to call the manager's office in Capital Autos. So yeah, we can see it's got a ceiling, a floor, etc. And yeah, if you try and jump, you will kind of go into some kind of invisible wall. So yeah, I do seem to be able to walk around a little bit, but there you go. It's not long before I get teleported outside. Let's have a look at another location. Now, this isn't technically an interior, but it is a mission location that I wanted to cover. And it's from this mission, which is under surveillance. And you can see all these mafia guys on these balconies opposite Kenji's casino. So what you can do is you can take a dodo and fly it onto the balcony, and I only just made that. Now, I also have to give credit to a YouTuber called Matino, who I've credited previously actually. He covered this in one of his recent videos, which gave me the inspiration to cover it in my video as well. So I wouldn't have really thought about trying to fly the dodo up here without that video as inspiration. So you can see that's where we were before, looking across to Kenji's casino, specifically to the helipad. And yeah, here we are on these balconies, and I do think it's amazing because I've been playing this game since it came out. Well, technically, I got this game in Christmas, I think it was. It was at Christmas 2001. So it was a couple of months after the game's release. But still, almost 25 years ago now, I think that's right. Yeah, it came out in 2001, right? And this is the first time I have ever explored this location. And I still think that's amazing. I think I've said similar things in previous videos, but I just can't believe there are still places in Liberty City that I've never explored. But I guess it's because you're not really intended to fly the dodo or indeed the rhino. Oh, look at that, by the way. I actually managed to fall through, and now I'm on some kind of weird platform inside the building. So let's just cut ahead. I did load my my save state there. But yeah, I think, yeah, it's crazy to think I've been playing this game for so long and I've never set foot in this place before. So, because the developers didn't think you'd be able to fly anywhere in Liberty City, there are places like this which I think that they just thought you would never normally be able to get to. So they didn't make everything solid. You know, those fences on the side there, whatever you want to call them, these glass railings, they're not solid. So, and obviously you saw there the floor, the textures were quite weird. So yeah, what you see me doing is just jumping down to the balconies below this as well. So I don't think I'm going to show every single balcony, because I think once you've seen a few, you've probably seen them all. But I did try to jump down just to see how many balconies I could get down to. And I think, yeah, we were on the top one, and then I jumped down one and jumped down two. And I think I am going to try and jump down one more, but if memory serves me correctly, I don't think we quite make this one, unfortunately. We are very close. So I think there were a few more balconies, but they are almost like for like. So here's something that I showed in a recent video. I think it was one of my videos about like random facts about Grand Theft Auto 3. And yeah, it is Terminal B at Francis International Airport. In the last mission that you get for Ray Machowski, you have to take him to the airport, and when you get into the blue marker, Ray runs off through those doors right there, and then into this space here, where presumably he just despawns at that point. So you can never normally get into this space, and although obviously it's a very small space, there's not actually a terminal in there. It's just amazing to just be in that place. Here's another location, it's the Hyaku Dojo. Now this features in the mission Kanbu Bust Out, and you can see that's the mission I'm doing right now. What's a little bit different about this location is that it has that black texture, the same texture you can find in other places like the warehouse in Chaperone, for example. But you can't actually get into that black texture. And you can see when we play the cutscene, we don't even see the Kanbu interact with that entrance at all. It just gives you a different camera angle. He sprints off, and yeah, you can't see him enter the building because he probably doesn't. So what's actually in here? Well, you can see that if we once again use the ghost car glitch, we can see that this tunnel, this entrance, actually lasts quite a long way. It's pretty long. So I was quite surprised about this because the black texture cuts off quite early on, and you can kind of see it there in the middle if you look closely. There's also a bit of a special camera angle. It's almost like they intended for you to be able to go some way down it at least, but for whatever reason there's just a solid wall in front of it, which means that you can't even go down it at all. Alright, next location is Luigi's Club in Portland. So you can access this location during the mission Sayonara Salvatore. So what you're meant to do is like wait for Salvatore to exit the club, and then you can either like ambush him at his mansion or just do something else to take him out. It's one of those missions where you can be quite creative actually, it's pretty cool. And you can see here that the fire exit, the place where you usually meet Luigi back in the days when you were working for him and he would give you a mission, that occurred here. But this is your only opportunity in the game, as far as I know, to be able to get into this place. And obviously it's a very small space, but just another one of those places that's just really interesting to be able to get to. This is another location as well. This is the apartment block where Misty lives. Now you pick her up in, what was it, Drive Misty for me, I think, just trying to remember. Yeah, and again, there's not that much of an interior in here, but there's probably a little bit more than you might think, because you never really see in here. All you see is that black texture, and obviously the door on the other side. But it's got this weird sort of entrance hall, like this weird sort of tunnel texture that you would never normally see, to be honest. I'm not quite sure why this is here, but it is. So yeah, not much to it, but probably a bit more than you might expect. Okay, here's another one that I saw in one of Matino's videos, which I will link to in the description. So if you go to Francis International Airport and you find this particular, what would you call it really, terminal or walkway here, one of the textures on the side is not solid, which allows you to just walk straight in here. And again, that's another one of those things. I had no idea about this for the best part of 25 years having been playing this game. And it was just, yeah, just not something I have ever known about. The floor is solid as well, so you can walk all the way up, but it's not really aligned with the textures very well. And the same goes for the walls, actually. You can see that technically I'm running, running outside this walkway, this terminal, but the wall texture is just misplaced. So there you go, a bit of a quick stop off there. Now we're going to have a look at the stadium, and I have discussed the stadium. Well, actually, I don't think I technically discussed it. I think I showcased it in a video from a long time ago, back when I didn't even used to make commentaries for my videos. I just used to film the footage and then play music over the top of it as well. So yeah, it's been a very long time since I explored this place in Liberty City, and this is probably one of the more famous out of bounds locations. But I wanted to cover it again because I'd never been in these specific spots here. So most of the stadium, as we'll go on to see, isn't really solid, or at least it's not really solid in the way that you expect. We'll get onto that later. But this section around the entrance here is solid, so it's arguably the most interesting bit of the stadium to be able to explore. You've got these like columns, these pillars here, which are obviously not solid. And then the other bits of the stadium wall, like this triangular piece here, that's not solid either, of course. I mean, I guess why would it be? There's no reason for it to be solid. But look at that. You get a great view of the pitch from here. You can see the goalposts and everything. Yeah, a great spot to just come in and catch a game of football between the Cocks and the Beavers. So yeah, what did I mean when I said that it's not entirely solid, or at least it's not solid in the way that you expect? Well, when I was here, I did try and access that little section right outside the gates. And this is what I mean. So the pitch is like kind of solid in a way, but again, the texture isn't aligned to where the actual floor is, or at least the walkable surface. So yeah, it is solid down here. You can see all the leaves and the litter. I think it's always a good way of being able to tell where you can stand, and of course where you can't stand in these out of bounds places in Grand Theft Auto 3, and also in Vice City as well. I think they had the litter. But there you go. Unfortunately, it's not all solid, and we managed to find a gap right there. Okay, what have we got left? Well, how about the old school hall near the Callahan Bridge in Portland? Now, I'm doing the mission The Fuzzball here, and this is the only time in the game when the doors to the old school hall will open. And you can see we just drop off some ladies here who actually despawn before they go through that black texture. I think that could have been done with a bit more finesse, if I'm being harsh. So yeah, I did want to have a look at what it looked like outside a mission, and there you go. You can kind of see it there. The whole floor isn't solid, but you can kind of see that beyond that black texture, there's nothing else really in there, which again isn't surprising. It's not like I expected to find a whole dance floor in there or something like that. One thing I did try, which was a stupid idea, was to go in there and get out of my car outside the mission, so the doors were shut. So yeah, that was a bad idea because I'm just stuck in there now and I couldn't get out. So here's like I guess a little bit of an extra. Now, I think there's so many times when you play missions and you get to access a garage that isn't usually accessible. And this is one of those times. This is Sayonara Salvatore again, which is one of the times in the game where Salvatore's garage opens and you can explore it. So, as I say, I think if I did a mission on garages that only open during missions, I think I'd be here all day. But one thing I did want to check out was whether the garage next door also has like an interior texture with it. So here we go, going through, and well, I think that answers our question. we just fell right into a chasm. Who would have thought that behind one of Salvatore's garages is just a 1,000,000-foot drop into blue hell? Although there is a tiny little bit of land in here. So I will park up and we'll just have a quick look around. I'm not going to stay here for ages because it wasn't really a successful location for me. As I say, it was just something that I wanted to check purely out of curiosity, really. I thought they might have just duplicated that same garage texture for the second one. So here we are. This is the location I mentioned briefly earlier in the video. This is the warehouse that's the location of the party that you take Maria to in the mission Chaperone. So you can see there, Maria goes in, she despawns once more. You can see like dry ice coming out, you can see some lights. So I thought the best time to gain access to this building would be while the mission is in progress. So yeah, I didn't use the ghost car for this one. I mean, I'm not sure, maybe I could. Anyway, I decided to use the walk through walls glitch. And how you do that is you enter the speed up gameplay cheat twice. You park your car at an angle towards the wall, and then you just run right into the gap between the car and the wall, and you will go straight through it. So yeah, one weird thing in here is that it kept teleporting me, not outside the building, but it kept teleporting me just away from the door for some reason. But yeah, you can see the, well, if you can call it an interior, you can see it there with the lights and the dry ice. Now, this is the grand finale of this video. We are once again in the mission Kanbu Bust Out. It's quite funny actually, we've used I think the same mission twice actually. During this video we've used Kanbu Bust Out twice, and we've used Sayonara Salvatore twice as well. So here we are, we're actually at the prison now. We're going to park our car in the blue marker, we're going to arm the bomb. So we're just doing the mission as normal at the moment. So yeah, just going to grab another cop car. Obviously the bomb goes off. And then we need to go and collect the Yakuza Kanbu. And once we've got that, we can get in another police car, wait for him to get in, and then let's get out of here. So yeah, now what we need to do is go down to Portland Docks. And I'm going to enter the tank cheat. So you don't have to access a rhino in this way if you want to do what I'm about to do in this video. You can obviously just get a rhino the legitimate way. And I'm also going to enter the Dodo cheat. Now, if you do want to try this yourselves, it's important that you do that here and that you don't do it later. And that's because the Dodo cheat, or at least if you're playing on the PS2 version here, the Dodo cheat contains the triangle button, which will make you get out of your car. And you will see in a minute why we don't want to do that after a certain point. So here we are in the Yankee. I'm just going to park the Yankee here. About there, I think that'll do. Next to those like yellow lines on the floor. Now, this is the emergency vehicle crane. I think we've probably discussed this before. So the emergency vehicle crane, you have to take unsurprisingly, all the emergency vehicles to it. And if you park one on those yellow lines and get out, the crane will come down and pick it up. But what I'm doing here is I am blocking the driver's side door. So that means I have to get out the passenger side, the Yakuza Kanbu gets back in, and then if we steal the tank back from the Yakuza Kanbu, and we'll just wait for him to get in, we will see that the rhino has turned into a ghost rhino. So it's similar to how we can do the ghost taxi with the taxi mission and the car crusher in Harwood. So it's the same process, but this is really important. It's really important that we are able to do this with the rhino, and I think it's one of the only times in the game that you can make a ghost rhino. So what are we going to do with this? Well, you can see I am flying up to the emergency vehicle ship, if that's what you want to call it. It's basically where the crane takes the emergency vehicles to. Now, I know that we've discussed this ship so many times, but I have something brand new to show you, or at least brand new for me. And that is, you can see that entranceway there. With the Ghost Rhino, we can go into this ship. Now, I've covered the ship before. I've been able to go to a certain place on the ship where you can see through the wall. But one thing I have never done is go in this location. Now, you could see before you've got that black texture on the door, on the entrance to this place, which means that it was arguably a cut interior, like a half-finished interior for the game. And you can see this this boat inside as well. It's the same boat as you can see outside the ship as well. You've got some like lifeboats scattered around the edge of the ship. So, and yeah, there's another one in here, and you can even go on top. You can even go like where you think you couldn't go, where the floor texture runs out. You can also see another floor texture underneath, but we can't get down to that. But yeah, you can see this red floor texture. You can see the boat in it. I just think, oh, this is incredible. I've wanted to do this for so long, and I've only just thought of this method for being able to do this. So yeah, there's the boat. You can just about see that black door texture over there as well. But if you try and get out, the game will force you through the floor and into the water. So as well, I wanted to show you what's at the other end of the ship. Now you can kind of just see there where I'm stopping, kind of see those boats on the outside of the ship. But yeah, if you go in at the other end, you can also see some more lifeboats. Now, I think what people have pointed out to me before is that these seem to be the same arrangement of boats that you can see on the outside of the ship. So I don't know whether this is an intentional interior, or at least this section of the ship, or somehow it just looks like it was duplicated from the boats that are on the outside of the ship. It's really weird. But you can also see, I'm just trying to get a good angle for this actually. If you look to the left of my Rhino, you can also see some steps that look to go down from potentially the top level down to the bottom level inside the ship. We still don't really know what the intentions were for this interior. It seems like something that was just worked on up until a point, and then the developers maybe ran out of time, didn't have time to finish it, and it was just left as something that was unfinished. But anyway, that is the last location for this video, and I think that it's a great note to end on. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed another look at some lesser known interiors in Liberty City, and I'll see you next time.